Hello, and welcome to Don't You Know I'm Loco podcast. We are three cousins looking to break generational curses by sharing our mental health and healing journeys. Join me, Candy, along with Lisa and Rene, as we talk about
the things we're not supposed to talk about.
Welcome back! We missed it!
We missed you guys!
I know, I missed you guys too.
too.
It's so weird.
Yes.
So weird to not record. So weird to everything.
I was literally like that meme. Where I'm just
Oh, God.
where's everyone?
I know. We heard some of you guys miss not having a podcast.
I know. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Yes. So, I came back from vacation.
As you can tell.
I made it back.
Look at
tan.
Look at this.
If you're listening, I'm super tan. I just
Like real tan.
every day in the sun by the water. Every day.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
Yep.
Where did you go then?
We spent 3 days in Miami, and then we got on our cruise, which was a week-long cruise. We went to the Dominican Republic, we went to the Bahamas, and then we went to, it's called Perfect Day at Coco Cay, which is a private island in the Bahamas that the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line owns. So they basically bought the island and made it however they wanted. It was freaking amazing.
That's awesome.
The water was turquoise, all different shades of blue.
Oh my
with
gosh,
white
what
sand.
a dream.
So nice. And we did nothing but relax.
Oh,
We didn't do no excursions. Normally we'll go explore. This time we were no. We just want to relax and just us two. So
Awesome.
yeah, it was cool.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank
well
you.
deserved.
I know. I needed it. And then I had to, and then getting into the challenge, I had to learn to leave my vacation mind and come back to regular life again.
No. Boo.
I cook and clean like the peasant. Yeah, so that was getting back into my routine was my challenge. But we had such a great time. It was so nice.
I've never been on a cruise.
They're so much
Same.
fun. They're so much
You
fun.
either? No? Renee? No.
So if you guys want to come for my 40th.
I mean, yeah.
Candy, count me in.
It's
Could they do layaway?
you got 2 years. It's cool because it's on a cruise you can go because the first day everybody has matching shirts and or it'll be 50th birthday cruise and stuff like that, and I was that's cool because you can be together as a group and then you can do your own thing. You know what I mean? And you guys are still on the same place.
Yeah.
And then my favorite thing about it is you get to chill, you don't have to cook, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about where you're gonna stay when you get, and so you get off at the port, go explore, do whatever.
Yeah.
And then they have a lot of excursions and stuff like that. And these places are already established. So you can pick something there. And then they transport you there, and then they bring you back, and then you get back on the ship, and then you go to sea for a day or two, and then you get back off again. Yeah.
I love that. It's just so simple, but
yeah, because
so
I
nice.
probably would have never gone to the Bahamas,
No.
because it's to fly there and to do that, and da-da-da. So that's why flying into Miami was okay, and then we spent a few days there, and then then we got on the ship, and then it was
Did you guys go through a travel agent, or did you guys plan this, or?
No, we went through my husband because I'm a travel princess. So. He planned everything.
How fun!
Yeah, and it's cool because this year,
so nice.
this year was our 5-year wedding anniversary. So it was
congratulations.
cool. All right, what are we doing on vacation? I was I want to go on vacation every year.
You're this is it.
I'm sold. That's it. I'm spoiled.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so we had a really good time. It was really nice. It's really relaxing and just.
Well, you look great.
Thanks.
You look refreshed. You look
am.
dark.
I love it.
Hey, body shaming.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. It is.
It
I
just
know.
glistens.
Yeah.
I know. Even Fernando was I got complimented on my tan at work at the hospital. It's oh, dang. I was yeah, we got a lot of sun.
Yeah.
All we did was chill.
Have fun. Because out there you can be out in the sun. Here it's you're just
You're
running
roasted.
to your car to the to the
Yeah.
pool to the You know,
Miami was really humid, which is really hard to adjust to because here in Vegas we have a dry heat, and it's like okay, it's hot, but still like you can still breathe.
Yeah.
But like there, it was like,
Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like you walk outside and you're sweating already. Like, I guess,
hate that.
yeah. But yeah, we had a good time. It was nice. It was nice to be back.
So happy.
I know, it was like, because I was gone 2 Sundays. Yeah, 2 Sundays because I was like, oh, I don't get to, you know, we had to prepare for the episode,
that's right.
and then we took a break. But I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what day it is.
I know, for real. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my trip and my challenge was getting back to my schedule because even like my alarm, I had to reset my alarm and get back. It took me a few days to get back to walking the dogs. I was like, I'm tired. Like, sorry. Even though we relaxed, I was still tired.
Yeah.
Okay. But
The
yeah.
time difference too.
Yeah, that too. But yeah.
Oh, yay.
Thanks. How about you guys? How have you guys been these last 2 weeks?
Crazy.
How about you, Renee or Lisa?
Rene, go.
Renee always gets to go.
Sorry to be a bummer here. but it's been okay. Like my challenge was I've been having military dreams a lot lately. Yeah. And this one, it was about like my commander from Afghanistan. It was like driving this car and TJ, and I was kind of like telling him off about, not telling him off, but I was like, hey, why didn't you protect us? We're in Afghanistan. And it was just like a weird dream. And I was like, I woke up and I was like, what is that about? Right? And then I was like, oh. I was like, shit. I'm like, I still have to deal with the Afghanistan and Iraq stuff that I haven't dealt with.
Yeah.
Because I've been dealing with most of my adult life with the child abuse, like with that. Cause,
your healing journey started with that.
So,
and now you have another.
Yes. So I was reading Dr. Cannell's book about like crisis and distress, and it says if you don't deal with a crisis, which is like child abuse or rape, or something traumatic, pretty much, really traumatic, that if you don't deal with it, it's just every little thing after that. Like a distress is something like she explains it in the book where it's like puberty or just something that's normal,
like natural,
but it still stresses you out, and those things become more difficult if you don't deal with your crisis. So they kind of pile up. Yeah, like kind of like a traffic jam. They pile up. So with me, like with us, probably right, we had a crisis when we were kids, didn't deal with it, and everything just stacked up against each other. And I guess the Afghanistan, Iraq stuff piled behind that stuff. So now...
So it's up next.
Yes. And I was like, oh, shit. But...
I wish it could be like, okay, give me a minute, like, let me, like, enjoy this time, and then move on. But it doesn't work that way,
They're popping up, and I'm just like, oh my God, you know what? There's still a lot of pain, shame, fears that I have to get through for my deployments. And just the military in general, right? Because the military changes you, like, whether you went overseas or you didn't go overseas, it changes who you are. And
Renee, right now that you're saying that, yesterday, the day before, I don't know, I was having dinner at my parents' house, and that's one thing that my parents said, like, they're scared for my nieces and nephews to join the military because they're like, almost like you don't come back the same.
No, I don't think most people do.
Yeah. So he was like, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Try writing down your dreams.
Yes.
Like when you wake up, write them down so you don't forget. Because like me, I'll try and remember a dream like later on in the day and I already forgot. But when I wake up, I'm like, oh, this.
That one I can tell you details about everything. Yes. It was in TJ.
Yeah, you need to like write that down.
Yeah.
For sure.
Speaking about dreams, I did have one Michael Myers dreams on the cruise.
No. Oh, because of the swimming.
Yeah, because I was like, my anxiety, right? And I was like, oh, that's what it is. And I was like, it's okay, you're fine. And then after that, no more Michael Myers dreams. And I was like, thank you, Michael Myers. Thank you, anxiety? Why can't you be something else? Why do you have to come through as Michael Myers anxiety?
Oh
like,
my
what the heck?
gosh.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that video? It was like a couple years ago where they had, it was like on TikTok or something where you'd like, it's a game you play with your friends outside and like you run from house to house.
They try to catch you.
Yeah, and then they play the song.
Oh, yes.
And you have to try to go and like open the door or whatever.
God. Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
I would just lay down.
Yeah. Just kill me, go.
Like, I know I'm never going to outrun you, okay? I've had years of experience. You never outrun. Yeah. I'm just going to lay down.
Throw yourself.
Because then it's not fun, right? You're not chasing me.
Yeah.
But I did realize too that my hate for that our commander it was eating me up inside. Like I get triggered by him. Like he was just like so toxic, and I'm like, you know what? I need to lose that because he doesn't give a fuck about what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
He does not give a shit. Especially he's like a super narcissist.
Yeah. He probably doesn't even remember you.
He probably
doesn't even like.
You know, it's just one of the Mexican sergeants on the deployment. That's all he probably knows me as.
And you have this.
And I have this spot in my head for him, saved for him, and I gotta let that go. I do.
Wow, Rene.
But the good thing now is like I'm aware of it, right? Before I was just like, what the fuck? What is it? But now I know, and now I know I need to work on that. I need to just either go to therapy, figure out what to do first. Like at least I'm gonna make a game plan for sure.
That's good.
Yeah. So that was my challenge. And what I did is I got another dog.
That is the answer to everything.
Yes.
I'm a pilot team of Laker dogs. Name them all Laker dogs. I got Shaq and Kobe.
He's so cute. He's a little baby.
He's downstairs right now, just chilling.
Oh, he's so cute. I wish I could get another dog. 3 dogs. Just get a California king bed and I'll be fine.
Yeah. Easy fix.
Yeah.
Definitely. What about you, Lisa?
Yeah, Lisa.
You know, the last couple weeks have sucked so bad. But it's all on me. It's all on me. I didn't schedule with a therapist. Like I said, I didn't follow through on any of the stuff that I said I was going to do. I just kind of got like, I started school again. So that's been taking a lot of my time. And I have myself, my time management has sucked so bad lately that I'm forgetting things. I've been forgetting to take my medication, like just here and there, you know, and it's like, why am I, like, it's right there, right?
Yeah.
And it's just been, and it's myself, like I don't have anybody to blame or anything. Like, you know, I did go back to school, so that has been taking a lot of my time and everything. So I'm kind of need to not prioritize because I'm still working and still, you know, doing all that. But I just need to shift things around and see what works and what doesn't, you know, and now that, you know, my daughter's going back to school, then that's another change, you know, and it's just so many changes, you know, but you just got to roll with the punches and, you know, it sucks right now, but I know that God has my back and it's not gonna suck too long, you know, like all this stuff has to happen, right? Like she has to go back to school and, you know, like I gotta, you know,
do it.
Just do it. Yeah, I know.
It sounds kind of like you're in a rut right now, Lisa. Like you're just like stuck in a, like between a rock and a hard place. Like
sad. Like I'm depressed. Yeah, but I think it's because nothing's getting done.
From previous episodes, you said like you need to be productive, and that's the way you rate. Like if you're not being productive and you're just relaxing or you're just whatever, you feel like you're not, like that's just the way you were taught. right? Like you guys had mentioned that you guys couldn't sit on the couch and stuff like that. What were you guys doing?
Mm-hmm.
So you not being productive as normal, like your productivity is focused right now on school and whatever you have other time for.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just right now in this moment, that's what it is. Like it's just, it shifted, like you said, like it just shifted.
Yeah.
But think of, because I felt like that where it's like I don't want to do anything. Like I fall behind on chores and I fall behind on things, and then it's like,
yeah,
okay,
that's
like,
exactly how I feel. Like that's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point, kind of?
No, what's the point? It's just like I just don't feel like doing it. I just don't enjoy it. You know,
and that's okay. You know, sometimes to just let it. And it's also,
but it just feels guilty. Like I hate that feeling of like, fuck, just get up and go take the trash to the, because I have to take my trash to the bin, you know? So it's like, no, like, don't do that. You know, I told myself I was never going to let it pile or like overflow, you know, especially because the lady, you know, she's a trash digger. So, yeah. So little things like that I can snap myself out of. But man, yeah, I hate this feeling.
Give yourself some grace, Lisa. I feel like you're hard on yourself, and I mean, we all go through this. We all go through instances where it's like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to, you know. And it's okay to ask for help too. I feel like you struggle with that. You know, ask for help if there's something that you know. You can come over and say, "Hey, will you help me?" You know, like I've seen this thing where it was like. This one friend was like depressed, and like the other friends noticed and they came over and helped her clean her house, or they came over and just hung out. You know what I mean? Like even if you do that, like, hey, can you help me with this? It's okay to ask for help. You're not any less of a person to ask for help. Like even if it's little things, you know, like because another thing is like you're also hanging out with that person too. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just. It's important to check on people, I feel like. And it's you voicing that right now, like, I'm not okay, you know, like, I'm in a rut kind of thing right now. And it's like, okay, well, what can I do to help you? I can't come take out your trash.
I'm going to teach a lady how to take my trash out, because that girl needs to work. She's expensive.
Well, you know, at least you're aware of it and talking about it. A lot of people aren't. Just...
and that's important, because that's a lot of people don't, and then that's how it keeps, like you said, traffic jam. It keeps piling up, and it's like even you voicing these feelings, like that's growth in yourself. You know, like to admit it to you know us. It also makes people out there realize like it's okay to say. I'm struggling right now, you know, like I'm in a rut right now, and it's like it's fucking normal, like, and good on you for realizing it. But if you want me to come help you clean your house,
oh my gosh, my place is so cute.
Oh, I have to come to see.
It's so stinking cute.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
excited for you.
My place, you know.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. Aww.
Yeah. My daughter's happy, and that's the biggest thing, you know? Like, everything can, like, go to shit, but as long as she's good and she's happy, and I can hear her, like, in her room laughing, or just, like, you know, anything like that, like, that's just the best feeling. Like, that makes everything worth it, you know? Like, so, yeah. Thanks, guys!
You're welcome. So on a lighter note, we wanted to give some shout outs to first off, let's start off with Erica. My cousin. She did a photo shoot for us out here in the fucking hot ass sun.
Yes. And she made it so easy because
she's such a great. She's been the photographer for so many events of my life, and like it's so cool to watch.
Yeah, she's
like,
everywhere.
It's so cool to see like her like start, like she's such a like hustler. She's so driven. I'm giving you your flowers right now because she's such a like an entrepreneur, and it's like so cool, you know, like to see her go from every little thing that she does, you know, like she had this
Yeah.
idea and then she's like jumping
Yeah.
into this and now she has this, she's such a like badass photographer, like traveling places to go do stuff, and I'm like, that's so cool.
That
So
is so,
Erica, I'm
so
so
cool.
proud of
Hey,
you.
yes.
And thank you so much for the photo shoot and the
Yes,
video, which
thank
is
you.
now part of our intro. If you peeped that was all Erica. And also shout out to Jonathan for these
Jay-Z.
cool nameplates.
Thank you
They're
so
cool.
much.
Thank you.
These are so stinking cool.
He said he heard it on one of our first podcasts that we were talking about like nameplates, and he said he's made them since then. Like they've been
wow.
since then. Yeah, I was like,
Awesome.
that's so cool and so
Yes.
thoughtful. Thank you.
Yeah. I remember I had
Jay-Z.
a conversation with them, and I was like, dude, this is so cool. Like, you guys are doing your hobbies. Like,
Yeah.
like, and it, like, you can tell, like, they're so talented and so, like, artistic and perfectionist, and, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
Like, I can feed off of that. Like,
they pour into each other so much, and it's so cool to see.
Yes.
I still remember when Jay-Z was just her little amiguito.
Oh my gosh. I
But
love
yeah, so thank you
that.
guys for that.
Yes,
We really
thank
appreciate
you.
it. I literally was like about to get on the ship when I got the link for the photos. So I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
so I was like, hurry up, internet. That's why I was like, hurry up and text you guys here. But yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Love you so much.
Thank you.
What other shout outs do we
let's
have?
let's shout out some cousins that have reached out and were able to relay and like that really
It's so cool to get text messages.
right?
Like it's like
cool.
it makes me feel like, oh shit, we are really doing something, like we are really making a difference and people can relate. Like one of the things that I always hear is like, I feel like I'm just hanging out with you guys.
Yes, I
You know?
love that.
I feel like I'm there, like just laughing with you guys and having fun, and I'm like, that's so cool, that we get to do that, and then on the other end, like talk about shit we don't
Important
know we're not supposed to
stuff,
talk about, like
Yeah,
that's
real
cool.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's so cool.
gosh.
I love that.
You guys, it's so cool. I love it.
I know.
I love this so much.
Mhm.
And we love you guys, so thank you. But anyway, let's shout out some cousins that have reached out. We have Linda, cousin Linda, Crystal. I'll have to text you back. Nadia, hey girl. Tony, or what is he our number one
He
fan?
says our number one fan, but his mom, her
My
mom.
mom.
Yeah,
Candy's mom.
That's tough.
He's the
but
number one cousin.
He has
Yeah.
yep, and we have Pearl.
Oh, my
Pearly.
sister Fabi too.
Fabi.
Fabi.
Yep, she's on the.
Fabi watches at like midnight. Huh?
Oh, I love it. And of course, Dr.
Canal.
Canal.
She's actually gonna,
Cannell.
Cannell.
Dr. Cannell, like Cannell, remember?
Yes.
Cannell.
Yeah.
She's gonna put this into her curriculums to watch our
That's so
videos.
That is
Cool.
so.
Shout out to Cal State Fullerton then.
Hey.
The Titans.
That was kind of like,
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, oh no.
it's scary, but it's cool, like, oh wow.
Speaking of school, real quick, I signed up for 2 classes. this semester.
Yay! Good for you!
I'm excited to
Good
go
for
there.
you.
Yeah.
Blossom.
Gotta get back to it. Definitely.
Speaking of school, too, I decided that I'm going to change my major
You are to it?
to humanities.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it
Perfect.
has to do with this.
Perfect.
Oh.
Like, because, and my mom and I had a conversation.
That's awesome.
Because she's like, I'm like, oh, my daughter's doing, this. And I was like, I just feel like I want my purpose to be that I'm helping the community and I'm doing something. And it's like, I've always wanted to do something like within like immigration and stuff like that. Like what your mom does. Yeah. And that's why I was like, I want to see like what I can do. So I made an appointment with advising to see like what I can do. Because I already like wrote down classes and already did stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, because with accounting, it was like, I work in accounting, but it's just a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and
You're not passionate about it.
no. And for now, I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're dragging your feet. You obviously don't want to go to school. And I was like, I don't want to do accounting. I've been in this business for like 15, almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's like,
That's crazy.
I ended up in here
Uh-huh.
by accident, you know? It wasn't what I wanted to do, it was what I ended up in. Like, what was not handed to me, but what bucket I was thrown into. So, yeah, because I started in collections and then I ended up in accounting and then it was like that. And I was like, I'm so like, I zone out of these classes, I cheat, like.
Yeah.
Real quick. I was actually. I was actually gonna talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you sure you don't want to switch majors?
Yeah.
Because you're good at this. Like, I feel like
I know. That's why I was like, who else told me that? Somebody told me that, and I was like,
that's so
you
funny.
know
Yeah.
I laugh because I tell my mom when we were like it was when we were still living in Compton when we were going to school in Paramount. And they did these like little interviews. I had to have been like in first grade. And it's like a video interview, right? And I'm like in my chair like this, right? And I was like, I still remember that video because I had so much fun talking. And I was like, no wonder I had so much fun on the podcast, you know? And I was like, I don't know. It's funny because I'm like an introvert, right? But it's like, but I want to help people and I want to do. So I was like, so I'm just going to have.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
That's
I have an
perfect.
appointment to see like what I need to do to
That's
get
cool.
there. Yeah, I'm excited because I'm more interested in the humanities classes than the accounting classes.
Yeah.
Like I just started to take them just because I like them, like the personal growth class.
Oh,
that
that's right.
one. Yeah. So I was like, okay. So yeah, that's
We both go to UNLV. We're rebels.
But yeah,
Oh.
I know all these life updates.
That's
I
awesome.
know. You
That was like in 3 weeks.
Right? I know.
Was it 3 weeks? Yeah, about 3 weeks.
Yeah, about 3 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to, did we say Araceli already?
No, Araceli, thank you for being so vulnerable.
Araceli.
That was such a great episode. I've watched it like twice already.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go back and watch
Uh-huh.
her episodes just because I'm like, not because I'm presumida, conceited. Just cool.
I've always liked that word. I like how it
I
sounds.
know,
Like,
me too. Put it on the shirt.
but I'm not.
Patent pending.
Copyright. Just kidding. But yeah.
Yeah, no, seriously, thank you so much for being with us and spending time with us and sharing your story and man, that was powerful, girl.
Yes.
Like that was real cool, and we definitely want you back.
So to see the pictures and the article, that was cool.
Yeah.
Stuff on our Instagram.
Awesome.
Yeah. We're trying to be more on our social media. So today you probably saw some posts.
Yeah.
Because we're trying.
Like a picture. Sorry, I didn't help.
Like OTV over here, okay? I found this dress at Goodwill literally yesterday. I washed it right when I got home because I had these heels. I'm going to show you all my heels. Wait, you can't see. Hold on.
Oh,
Let
she
me
can
get a little
match.
free show. Wait, where's the camera? Oh, right here. They match this dress perfectly.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh wait, I could have just done this, huh?
How cute!
Yeah, I was like, ooh. I was like, okay, I'll do podcast recording day, outfit of the day. That's what I did. It was like,
Love it.
post something for what do you do? Here's my outfit of the day.
Yes.
Love it. But yeah.
Okay.
That was a long intro. We're sorry, guys.
We had to catch up, you know?
We had to catch up with each other, not just with like the
Yes,
podcast.
I know. We just filled you guys, let you guys in on the catch up over here. I know it did feel weird, like not recording, not being here, doing all the weekly things that we do, like for the podcast. But yeah,
Cool.
yep. So what are we talking about today?
Well, we wanted to kind of go to have something light, something fun.
Mm-hmm.
I know we were talking about certain things that guys don't know about girls,
Mm-hmm.
and girls don't know about guys. You know, certain things that we do, and I think we were having a conversation, right, Rene? Or I know I was having it with Max as well. Before.
That's her man, by the way.
That's
That's Lisa's man.
This is man. We're going to the
shout
movies
out to Max,
tomorrow.
too. No, he's really he's such
He's
a
a
good
good
guy.
guy.
He's definitely
He
a good
is.
See.
guy.
He's my movie buddy.
Yeah, funny.
We're going to go tomorrow.
You know, my daughter, she's like, Mom, do you know that Max and Rene are friends? She's like, are you okay with that? And I'm like, yeah, well, because I go to the movies. Like, I don't go to the, I don't like going to the movies.
Yeah.
So it's like, it works out for me, you know?
Oh, that's funny.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
But, yeah, so we were laughing about certain things, and then certain things got, like, real serious, too, you know? Like, things that I didn't know, you know? And it was brought to my attention, and I was like, holy shit, like, we need to talk about this. Like, this is good shit. So, yeah.
So what kind of stuff?
No,
Start it
the
off.
big thing that we were talking about was how scared we are to be out in public.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
To
women, us women.
Us women, yes. Where we have that fear of, you know, getting kidnapped or, you know, hit or anything, right? Like we're just,
Sexual
we have
assault,
that. Yeah, exactly. Like somebody's behind us.
You have to
Somebody's,
be
you know, like
on defense all the time.
all the time, right? So it's like you're constantly thinking about, you know, worst case scenario, right? And it's like, I read somewhere where it said that that's like an actual like response to something because you're used to being on guard, right? So when you go out and you do stuff, like you're still on guard, right?
Yeah.
So that was pretty hard. But when I was talking to,
I think it was me,
you,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
And I was like, what?
how-
Like-
yeah, like when we go to the gas station,
Yes.
I hate getting gas because I'm like, somebody can just like, well, things happen, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
on that app, that Nextdoor app or whatever, like shit's always happening. That's why I know that like it's real is that people are like, hey, like my sister went to get gas and she's gone, right? And then like they pull the surveillance and guess what? Somebody took her sister,
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
right? Like in a shit like that yes, we have a fear, but it's because it's real. It's
Yeah.
real, you know? And it's like, we're not trying to be drama. We're not
Yeah.
trying to be like, oh, look at me or anything like that.
No,
It's just
it's
like,
real.
it's scary,
It
you
is.
know?
I knew we were gonna talk about this today, and I was like, okay, am I just paranoid or am I in fear? And I was like, no, because it's real, because this really does happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, but it sucks because we always have to be on a defense. Because I for one always carry a knife in my purse, always. Like I've done that for years. And like Fernando was like, what the hell? But I do, right? I carry a knife in my purse. I have one that's like I should have brought it so I can show you. It's downstairs in my purse. But it's like a comb, and then like the handle pulls out as a knife. And then I have my purse knife, and then I have my car knife. And then I just put my car knife in my my pack that I use to go for walks, and I leave it open because I'm like,
you have to be
how am I
ready.
gonna? How am I gonna be like, hold on, I gotta get my knife to stab you. Hold on, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, okay, because I used to be afraid. I used to be afraid to do anything by myself, anything, and then like, especially like walking the dogs by myself, and then but Chula is such a badass. Like she barks at men like fucking
Yeah?
crazy. Oh yeah, she barks at men like women. She's like, okay, I'm like girl, but sometimes women are in on it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
you have to be careful
Yes.
with women too because
A lot of times.
that's recent too. Like they bait and they bait you and then they so that's another thing. But yeah, I walk with a knife in my pack when I go in the morning because like it's scary, and then it's like I walk opposite, and it's just like when I go to the gas station, I make sure. Oh, when I get into my car, I only unlock the driver door, and then as soon as I open the door, I lock it. And then I get in. I don't sit on my phone when I get in the car. When I go put gas, I always put my purse when I'm driving. I always put my purse on my left side between the door and me because somebody could come and try and break my window and steal my purse. Like without me open. When I put gas, I always pull up to how there's always like this round bar. I always so then that's a barrier. So there's only enough space. Yeah, I do that too.
I never even thought of that. That's
and then I try to not put gas at night either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the opposite of that is me.
Men.
Where I told Lisa, I was like, I don't even think about any of that stuff. I'm 6'1", 200 pounds. Like, I'm the scary one in some kids, especially in this neighborhood. Like, My dad, like, for instance, my dad's like, I go to the bank at night here, like, I don't think about that stuff, right? He goes, why are you going so late? I'm like, Dad, I'm the scary one in the neighborhood. But yeah, there's like the opposite coin of that is like men don't have that fear. It's fucked up that like you guys have to deal with that shit. Like
like I had seen videos of men at Target, like inside Target, following girls, like women around, and then like if they're wearing a skirt, they'll like take a picture under the skirt, you know, stuff like that. And it's like you're not safe anywhere, you know. Like you always have to, like when I leave a store, I always look around to see nobody's following me. I always make sure, like I'm always aware of my surroundings, always. And like even one time it was when before we had Chula, I walked Darla, and like I was walking, and then this man was like, we were gonna cross each other in the gate to go out, and then like I didn't even look at him, and then like once I walked a few steps, I was like, oh shit, that's my cousin. And
no way.
And I was like, he probably thinks I'm hella rude. Sorry, but you're a man, and you're in that category. Like I'm just like, And then I had told my mom, and she was like, but you're supposed to be aware. Like you're supposed to look at them so they know that you know what they look like, right? And I was like, Now I'm like looking at everybody like, hello, what the hell, you know? But
I used to do that too. Like I used to like look down or kind of like, you know, go around. And now I'll look up, I'll make eye contact, and I'll make sure that I can profile them. And I can be like, hey, if I turn around, like, are you gonna swing back at me? And I'll turn around, and I don't care if I look ridiculous or if I look like, I don't care. I'd rather be rude and you know, whatever than.
No, Lisa, I think you mentioned that with Max, when Max said that when he's walking, he'll avoid the women. I do the same thing. I will make sure, like if somebody pops in front of me, I'm like, oh shit, I'll make sure I go to the other side. I just try to avoid any kind of like making them feel uncomfortable. Because unfortunately, that's what kind of world we live. Right? I'm like,
you know what's like really gross is that like when you go to the strip. And, like, you know, there's all these people, like, cramming in and, like, walking like this and stuff. Guys will fill you up or they'll, like, you know, or whatever, you know. And it's like, what the fuck? So now when, like, my daughter, like, we go anywhere, I'm, like, behind her or in front of her. And whoever we're with is, like, behind. Like, we're sandwiching her and, like, going like this, right? Because it's so gross. It's so gross.
It's crazy. Or when they, what's that thing when they do, like, when they walk by you, and then they grab you by the hip.
Yeah.
That's like, so unnecessary.
Oh my gosh.
I never do that.
Ooh.
That happened to me at work. I had my first boss. I know he hired me because I was a young girl or whatever. And he would like, I would go into his office and he would like put his arm around my waist one time. And one time, the other manager like walked by me, looked at me, and I was like, he didn't even fucking see me. Like, he didn't say anything, right? And then I told Fernando, and he was like ready to beat his ass. And like, there was something like work event or something, and Fernando ended up picking me up, and he was like, oh, aren't you gonna give me a hug? And Fernando like snatched me and was like, no, let's get out of here. Like, hell no. And so I was like, dang. And that's before I even started going to therapy that I let it happen. And now I'm like,
hell
no. Like, no.
I wish you would.
But and I was like, oh, that was very predatory of him. Like, he knew I wouldn't say anything. He knew, you know, whatever. And I know.
Makes me so mad.
Now I don't care. Now I'll walk down to HR and be like, this person breathed on me wrong.
Some stuff that we were talking about were that guys want us females to know are it's not always about sex.
That's true.
The connection is way better than you know, the actual, you know, act or whatever. It's more of like that intimacy, like when you're just present is way more than like
I think like a friendship.
Yeah.
Like having be friends.
And that's so crazy because, you know, that's like the first thing you think of is like, that's what guys want. That's it. You know, like, or whatever, right? Yeah. Like, it's so weird, but.
Yeah. I think I mentioned that before where I didn't realize that I was doing that. I wanted like a friendship.
Yeah, like a parent.
Yeah, like a parent.
My parents.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's true. So.
Compliments.
I haven't had a
Men.
compliment.
No,
Rene, I like your
but
tan.
seriously.
Thank you. Finally.
Hey, your tattoo looks cool. No, but like aside from hearing Max tell me that, like, you know, just he was like listing stuff or whatever. I don't remember. I think I was like looking it up or something. And so many guys like, it was on Reddit. We were actually looking at it on Reddit. And so many guys like are saying like they never get a compliment. They can count in one hand how many compliments they've had in their life. And it those like stories like or those compliments or whatever like mean everything because it's very rare. Guys don't get complimented, right?
Yeah.
So that led into like talking more about like, you know, or how men don't talk about their feelings. Men don't,
we don't.
you know, want to open that up, right? Because, you know, there's so many reasons, but it takes two, right? And it's, for me, like, it's always been like, I've always been on defense, right? So having this conversation and being like, oh shit, like, yes, like I'm working on myself and I'm doing things for myself, but what do I want in a partner, right? So it's like you want the same things for them. You want the best for them, right? And yeah, like, you know, you don't, I don't know. For me, yes, I've been married twice. This is like the first time that I feel like that.
Oh, wow.
Where I'm like, he has my back,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I have his back. Like, fuck that, you know, like he's, you know, and he's good to my daughter and I'm great with his kids. Like, it's just, it fits, you know, but he's also worked on himself. And that's why it, you know, and we're able to have conversations when we're able to like pour our hearts out and be okay, right? Because we're so scared. We're so men, what I was told, because obviously I'm not a guy.
Let's hear it.
But that, but that, you know, they're not, they don't want to open up and then get in a fight and that come up.
That they get used against us.
It gets used against you. Yes.
Perceived as a weakness.
Yes. And
That's
a
so
lot of
true.
times, like, us women are like, we want you guys to tell us, and we want you guys to open up. But yet when you open up, it ends up being like,
ammo.
yes, exactly. Exactly. Or even just like hold it over you. You know, because people are can get so wrapped up in the relationship that, you know, that with their own stuff going on, right? And they take it out on that person.
Yeah.
It sucks because then you start like thinking about your past relationships and you're like, fuck, that was fucked up, right? Like I used to call like, you know, the guys that I was with like bitches or pussies or whatever, right? Like, well, no, I never called anybody a pussy because that's gross. You don't do that. But it would be like a bitch. Like, don't be a bitch. Come on. You know, like, or it would be like something like that. Or don't cry. Or man up, right? Man up was a big one. But that was because my dad kind of taught us that. So
machismo.
It was like, the machismo.
Let's talk about machismo. I think that's one of the biggest issues.
That's interesting.
Like that whole like phrase like man up is so fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
It is so fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel so ashamed for like saying those things. Like, I'm sorry if I hurt anybody or, you know.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
That's mean.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say, Lisa, that you and Max had these conversations because one, I don't think I've ever seen you be this vulnerable in a relationship like you are in this one. And it almost seems like the communication in this relationship is probably better than any relationship in the past. And that's how I feel about my relationship.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Anyone. Yeah. Not just a partner. Just
friends.
anyone.
Yeah, no, I the same way because Fernando would be like, is this what you do at work? Like, you don't know how to communicate? I'm like, no, I don't know how to fucking communicate. I'm working on it. And like the whole, he's told me that before. Like, you want me to tell you how I feel, but then when I tell you how I feel, like, it doesn't matter to you. You know, like, it feels like it doesn't matter to you. Like, you don't change what I'm telling you hurts or what I'm telling you I need you to work on, and you don't, you know? And he's brought that up, and he's like even with the podcast, he's like, I feel like you say things, but then you come home and it's not, you know? And I'm like, no, I try to be very real about that. I do need a lot to work on. And sometimes I am a bitch to you, and I'm working on it.
It's a process.
Yeah. But it's like, I seen this thing today and it hit really hard. Like, when somebody when someone doesn't know how to communicate, it feels like they're like, you're always arguing. And when somebody doesn't know how to hold themselves accountable, it always seems like an attack. And that's something that I struggle with, is holding myself accountable for things. Like, you said you're going to do it, then do it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And I feel like since, like, I'm in such a good mental space right now that it's like with the medication and the going out and walking the dogs and doing these things, that it's like, I can see it clearly. Like, it was foggy, and now it's like, oh, okay. I see it now. I'm sorry that I'm such a dick sometimes, you know? Like, I'm learning.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, okay. So, yeah, that's something.
Are you realizing it right now, how you're like, it's coming out? Is like,
yeah. And that's why I'm like, I want to be honest, because, like, we've been through a lot of shit. Like, I ain't gonna go through everything, but we've been through a lot of shit. And he's such a good person, like, in general, and I feel like sometimes he gets screwed over because he's just so, like, he's such a good person. He'll help anybody and give the shirt off his back, and then, like, sometimes it comes to bite in the ass because the person's like, well, now I want your shorts too, you know? Like, it's not enough. And it's like, and sometimes that's me, where I'm such a, like, I'm a brat sometimes, and it's like, get your shit together, like, because ain't nobody gonna, this man committed to you, and still, what, you know? And so I'm like, okay. So, like, for instance, on this vacation, we decided that we don't want to have kids. It had been something that we were like, we do want.
Congratulations! Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job.
It just, you know, it's just like right now we've gotten to such a good place that it's like, I don't want to hit the restart button.
Congrats.
I don't want to hit the restart button, you know? Like, and mentally, I don't think I could handle it. Like, I've struggled so much with my mental health that, like, honestly, I can't. Like, and it was like, whatever, call me selfish. We were on vacation, and it was like, I'm okay with it just being me and you, like, not having to worry about anybody else. And, like, and then I was like, well, did I always want to have a kid, or was I just
because that's the right
thing to do? Like, society wants me to do, and it was like, no, I did want a kid, because even when we got into this relationship, he wanted 0 and I wanted 3, and then we were like, okay, maybe we have 1, but like, literally, I'm almost 40, and I'm just now in a place where I'm like happy, and we're like enjoying yourself. Like, I'm sober, my mental health is good, like, I'm on this new path with, like, school, and that's, I told my family, like, my sisters and my parents and stuff, and they were like, oh, okay, you know, and my mom was like, okay, so what about school then? And I was like, oh, she was like, okay, and I was like,
for that.
I was like, excuse me, the only one that's like, what are you doing with your life is Fernando, you know? Because when we first started dating, he's like, what's your 5-year plan? And I was like, excuse me? What?
Survive?
Yeah. That's it. I don't know.
I'm like, the world's supposed to end by then. Chill.
Yeah.
Wait and see what happens.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so yeah, but that's the new path that we're on, and that's our newest life update, that it's like, okay, it isn't for us. Like, it was, and, you know, but now we're like, cool, it's just us and our dogs. And I'm trying to get a 3rd. But yeah.
Or I'll always have dogs that your dogs to play with.
Yeah. Everybody will always have a dog. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, okay. You know, like, it's like scary to be like, oh, I changed my mind, you know, but I would rather be like, I changed my mind now than to
have a kid.
Like, what I do. You know what's interesting? On the cruise, we had this, like, chef's chef's table dinner. It was like a private event for like whoever booked it, and then the chef. And it was like 1, 2, 3, 4 other couples, and they were all like different ages and different walks of life. And then this one lady that sat across from me was like, "We're like, oh, we don't have kids yet, blah blah blah. We're thinking maybe we don't want any, like it. We on this vacation is when we were like, yes, no, yes, okay, no,
Yeah.
you know." And she was like, "You know what? I think I was meant to be an auntie and not a mom." And she was like, "Oh no," she said, "I think I should have been an auntie and not a mom." And I was like, "Oh girl, that's very honest.
Yeah.
That's very honest, you know." And it was
Fuck
funny.
them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them
I love
kids.
saying that.
Me too. It's one of my favorite lines.
Oh my god. And it was so funny because I had this conversation with my sister, and like it's so funny because anytime I call her, my older sister, I'm like talking, and then I'm like, "Oh, she's not listening because the kids are yelling." And the kids are like acting up, and she's like, ah. And it was so funny because she was like, this whole time, nobody had anything to say to me. The minute my sister calls me, everybody wants to talk to me. Everybody has something to say. And then she goes, "You see, you guys are proving her right. This is why she doesn't want to have kids." Like,
Oh my god.
I was like,
It's all your fault.
right? No, it's
We're not
not.
completely anti-kid. We just not for
No, I'm not. I
You
love
know?
babies.
There's- just keep taking them back.
Yeah, you know, and
You know
I
what? Like it's always been like that's what you're supposed to do, right? But so many people have kids that should not have
Oh
kids,
my gosh.
and you know, and it sucks. But
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like,
Yeah.
oh fuck.
Yeah,
you know?
and like even the
Did you
journey
know?
was hard, you know, like to see, and then it was like, and then I'm like, mentally I can't handle that. I've always said like the, you know, to go with like IVF and all this other stuff, and I was like, that's not for me. Like my mental health cannot handle that. Like my body physically can't. I can't put myself through that. And it was like, okay, and it's like, no, I'm choosing me and him. Like I'm choosing us, and I'm like, I'm, you know, like.
I love that so much.
Thank you, because it's like, you know,
Same
when
here.
people are like, "Oh, you don't have kids, what are you gonna do?" And I hate when people are like, "If you don't have kids, who's gonna take care of you?" I'm sorry, but it's not your kid's job to take care
No.
of you. You know, if they
Well,
do,
that's a cultural thing.
if
So
for
many
they-
us,
people
yeah.
too.
don't take care of their parents.
yeah, if they do, they do.
Do you
know?
take
But
care
it's
of
not-
that? I would ask that.
I kind of do. Well,
you take care of your parents? You know,
Not that I don't
no,
take care,
you guys
but-
are.
But it's not expected.
yeah, no, no, no.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
do it because you love them,
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they
yeah.
expect you to. But there are people that expect, and that's what's going on in my life.
Yay! That is so
Yes.
awesome. That is so like, you know, like right.
And I feel like it's
know?
like, because I'm like almost 40, and then it's like everybody asks, and it's like even some of the ladies at work will ask, and it's like, okay, like it's been a struggle and like stuff like that, right? But it's like maybe it's been a struggle because I was on our path, you know, like maybe it was because I needed to come to this realization, because I'm like, no, I want to go on vacation all the time. I want it to just be me and you. I want it to be just me, you, and the dogs, you know, our babies. But it's like, I could have kept it to myself and not told all of y'all about it, you know. But it's like, no, you don't. And that doesn't have to be your path, you know. And it's okay.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
That's
It's
okay.
amazing. That's
I'm just
how-
gonna be the rich auntie and the rich uncle that travel. Okay.
Exactly.
For their dogs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and you're gonna do all the fun stuff with all the, you know, your nieces and nephews, like
Yeah.
only the fun stuff, you know, like you're gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I know, I'm
love
excited.
that so much.
I know. I'm
Good for you.
I know some people are gonna be sad, but too bad, so sad.
Yeah.
No.
I bet you
You
that
like
feels
choose
like it
your
takes a
best
lot.
friend.
It does.
off your
Yeah.
shoulders.
It takes a lot off.
Yeah.
Because it's
Oh.
like,
Mhm.
because at some point you feel like you're a woman, this is your job to have a baby, right? This is what you're born to do, is have babies.
Mhm.
And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be that way, you know? And yes, at some point it is what I wanted. Like, I would say even up until the beginning of this year, whatever, you know? But it's not what I want now. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
things change.
It's
Whatever.
okay to change your mind.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And so that's where I'm at. Change our mind.
Aw.
It's just me and my husband and our dogs. Hopefully, you'll have a whole pack.
You can have the name
That's so
Chicharon for your next dog. I was gonna name Shaq Chicharon.
Cheech.
Cheech.
Oh my gosh.
They already called him Shaq for like a week, so like,
Shacky.
Shacky.
But yeah.
What's next on your
So
list?
okay. This one's really sweet. We think you're beautiful without makeup on.
Yes.
Like, no joke.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is so sweet. Like,
That's Fernando always says
It's true.
like for our engagement photos, I got my makeup done at MAC, and then he was like, "You don't even look like yourself. You don't look like you. Like too much makeup." And I was like, "Oh, thank you."
It's true.
And like even like on our wedding, he was like, it wasn't as much as like engagement ones, but like, and not in a bad way. He's like, I just like you the way you are, and I was like, oh, thank you, you know. And it's like you pick yourself apart, and this person thinks you're fine the way you are, like perfect the way you are.
yes.
It's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
that was another thing. It was they don't
I get-
expect us to look like supermodels
Yes.
as we age together.
Mm.
That's so true.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm joking. No, but it's just like I mean, you know, you think like you have to uphold
Have
some
a-
kind of, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't even care.
Mm-hmm. That's so interesting.
We don't.
Oh,
Oh,
so cool that
because
you guys had this conversation.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it was a video that he saw too. Was
Oh, okay.
or it was like a meme or something that said, we don't care, or we love when you get your hair cut. We love when you grow your hair out. We love when your hair is colored. We love when your hair is gray. We love when your hair is curly. We love your hair when you drew it on, you know, in second grade and it was like fuzzy. Like, we love your hair and we will not know the difference when you know. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, why do we do this to ourselves, ladies? Like,
You
come
ladies
on.
do it to yourselves.
Yes. I mean,
There's-
I do
There's
like doing things for myself,
Yeah.
you know, and everything, but it's just like when you are with someone or you're dating someone or you're, you know, like you want to present yourself and you want to, you know, but that doesn't even matter. We're wasting our time.
That's so funny.
I think like the older I've gotten to, like, I guess older guys, right? Because I'm old now. 43. Like, I don't know, the more I just look for somebody that's compatible, like, that I can laugh with and that I can be myself with, especially.
Yeah.
And looks like, I mean, you have to be attracted to each other, right? But like looks it's gonna fade, like,
Yeah.
so it's not like the most important thing.
Unless you're a Kardashian and you got Kardashian money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's right. Like everything he's saying is spot on.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Oh my gosh, this one hit me real hard because he was said, when you're going out with your girlfriends, it's not like, oh my gosh, she's gonna talk to guys or guys are gonna talk to her. It's who's gonna, like, is she gonna get drugged? Is she gonna get kidnapped? Is she gonna, like, get in a fight? Is she gonna, like, things like that? It's not that they're, like, insecure about you know, you doing something, you know, you're with your girlfriends or whatever, but
Your safety.
it's your safety. Yeah. You know, you can get drugged, you can get, like, so much can happen, right? And I thought that was like, oh, you know, this whole time, you know, like, in other relationships, you know, you think, you know, you get the calls, you get the text messages, you get, like, you know, all the
toxicity.
Yeah.
No, and some people are like that.
I was like that. I was honestly like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like, what are you with? I'm not like that anymore.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I
Now I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'll be more like that now. Like,
Yeah.
hope you're safe, and
Yeah.
if you do something that's you know.
That's
You.
interesting because to me, I used to be the same way. Like I used to be super jealous and super like crazy. And now I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
okay, have fun,
Okay, yeah.
whatever,
Mm.
you know, like, and I think a lot of that has to do with our own mental,
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's our own insecurities that are like,
our own mental health.
yeah, we create stories, we create like all this bullshit that like,
Mm-hmm.
they're seriously having dinner with their guy
Yeah.
friends or whatever it is, you know, like,
Yeah.
or girlfriends or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, but it's just, we do this to ourselves that
Yeah.
it's like, it's not true,
Yeah.
ladies, it's not
Oh,
true.
right now that you said girlfriends, that was the first thing I was like, you're not allowed to have any friends that are girls.
Yeah.
No,
Uh,
I don't think so. Now I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what's going on with so and so and blah 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 and this and that, and I'm like, that a lot of that had to do with my own mental health, like my own insecurities, my own mental health.
Trust issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
yeah.
So yeah, he's right and he was wrong at the same time. Just
Well, what do you think?
depends.
Like, or what do you like? What was something that
What do you mean?
you would want, you know, us females to know?
Shit.
I mean,
I think he's got it. His list was pretty good.
mhm.
Oh, I wanted to go back to the compliments. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, that's a cool coat, like right to somebody, but then it's like, you also, the fear again that they think that, you know, like, oh, you're flirting with me, or oh, you know what I mean? Like, that's the other thing too, that it's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll compliment you when my husband is here, so then that way it's like, cool coat, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. Because, yeah, I do get compliments when I'm out, and they're like, oh, cool this or cool that. And it's like, oh, that's another thing in general. If somebody gives me a compliment, I try to give them one back because it's like, oh, I want to make, and even if they don't,
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, that's a nice this or
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because
I
you
can
brighten
see.
somebody's day when you do that, you know? They intentionally put this bracelet on or whatever, you know? Like, that kind of stuff. But yeah, there is, and it sucks. It sucks for men that other men fuck it up and
Mhm.
women live in fear because then they're just like on the
Then they choose the bear.
yeah. Yeah.
You know that?
Yes. Uh-huh.
I'm not a fan of that. Have you heard of
Explain.
that before?
No.
So there's a new thing that's going around where would you rather trust a man like in the forest or something like that, or would you trust a grizzly bear? And a lot of women are choosing the grizzly bear. Thank you. To me, I'm like, I get it,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's giving a disservice to a lot of like
Yeah.
genuine men
Uh-huh.
because they're putting all
Yeah.
they're putting like these women are putting all the men in the same basket,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Mm-hmm.
not cool. Like
Yeah.
it's not fair to
Yeah.
the good dudes.
Yeah. You know what's
But-
so interesting?
Mhm.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
But at the same time, you guys do have to be careful. So that's like kind of the
Yeah.
the thought. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but a grizzly bear will kill you.
So could a man.
So could a man. Yeah. So it's like but it's like it is a confusing one. But.
Especially if they listen to crime podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just not a fan of that one. Like because it's just putting everybody in all. It's
Yeah.
stereotyping men.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sucks.
It does suck.
Hmm.
It does suck. 'Cause
But I
there's a
also
lot
get
of
it.
stuff- Yeah. Yeah. Because if that tore
You ever
onto
heard that
my,
one
like,
before?
about what?
The bear. The
No.
No?
No.
oh, wow.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
But I get it.
But I get it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I also get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, but I it's a tough one. What else? I'm kind of confused if women are looking for a partner now or looking for a provider.
Mm.
Fuck.
Yeah. Because you hear a woman say, you know.
I mean, it just depends on the woman. I mean,
Yeah.
I think right now, I mean, fuck, I would love a partner, you
Yeah.
know, like, because I already have everything that I
Yeah.
need, you know, and I don't need someone to provide for me. But then again, like, fuck that, I'm tired, you know, like, anybody out there trying to just kidding.
I always joke, and I'm like, oh, I just want to be a stay-at-home dog mom. Like,
Oh,
a
I'm
dog
tired. I don't want to go to
mom.
work. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do
Yeah.
anything, God.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking for a provider too, ladies.
I'm sure you could find one out here.
There's a house around the corner that has a license plate Sugar Mama, and I pass by
no
that every
way.
day. I'm like, come out, please.
You're all slow.
I mean, I guess that's a question that's why not have a provider if you can, right?
Yeah. I always thought about that too.
Yeah.
Like, I think if it was, I don't know, maybe if the situation was different, like if I had kids or whatever, like, I wouldn't mind being the breadwinner or like the one going to work because I'm used to it, you know? And if everything can get done at home, fuck that. Right? Like dinner, fucking lunch, like laundry. Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And isn't that crazy?
Yeah. That's interesting.
How it's like so like gender reverse, you
Yeah.
know?
Reverse. That's interesting.
There was one video that said, it was a girl that was like, to all the women that started, you know,
Feminism.
working or something like that, she's like, fuck you, or something like that, right? Oh my God, that was so funny.
The feminist movement, I think. They
Yeah.
want equality. It's a double-edged sword, too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know? And, okay, so like on a date, right? Do you pay first?
I would say so.
Do you go half? Do you get offended when you go half?
What do you mean, like?
Or
Like
I
if
mean,
she-
do you get offended if she pays half, like her food?
Yes, I do.
You do?
If it's a date, yes.
Yeah?
Because that feels like if I don't pay the whole bill,
Oh my gosh,
it feels like we're friends. Like this is like she wants to put me in the friend zone.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
That's interesting.
I've for most of the time I always pay for half of my meal. I pay for my meal, right? Because I'm like, I don't want you to feel, you know, this is me, like
Like I owe you something.
like
Yeah.
like I can buy my own food, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, like, but it's like it's not even like that, you know. But it's just something that I don't know that I think of like.
That's a tough one too, like
you know?
because
But I do do.
Save that for after the show.
No, but I do like pay for myself and my daughter. And then if they have kids, like they'll pay for their kid, their families, right? Because we're usually we know our budgets, we know our, you know, because that's a huge expense. Like if you have kids and then they have kids and then you're gonna pay for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, thank
Oh no,
you.
they're taking their kids. They got.
Party of two, thank you.
Well, I've dated like most of the women I've dated and had kids. I would say. So I'm trying to think. No, I think I would pay for the kids too.
Yeah. Oh my God, fuck them kids.
I want my money back for the kids, not for you. For the kids. I'll send a bill to all y'all.
Have you ever dated a girl with a kid that you're just like, oh my God, I want to beat this kid's up?
We don't condone violence.
No.
No, I think no. I think I would bounce if I come out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, you have
You
to
know?
live with them.
Yeah.
If you want a commitment, yeah, you got to.
Yeah. I always tell people like, if you're a single person with no children and you date somebody with children, you have to acknowledge that you're going to be second. Not first, ever. You will be always second because those children were there before you and they're going to be there after you. Like, and that's a hard truth. Like, if you're not okay with it, then
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
Fuera.
And I don't think I've ever had problems with that.
Yeah.
Like, it was never about the kids. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it was never, I'm leaving you because of, or breaking up because of the kids. It was never that.
No.
Well, I mean, it could be like discipline wise, if the kid's a brat, where it's like,
Yeah.
you know, because I've dated guys that their kids were monsters, and you know, and some that were amazing. That it hurt me when we, you know, had to end things. That you know, those kids, you know, they left an imprint.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know?
Same here.
So it's like that sucks, you know. So it's really, I don't know. For me and Max, we took like 4 to 6 months or something like that before we introduced the kids to ourselves, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. I've wondered about that.
And yeah, because we wanted to make sure like we were gonna be good, like we were gonna get along. We're gonna, because like, why are we gonna bring our kids into it? They're gonna meet another person, and then, you know, and if it doesn't work out, then that's another person they lose, and it's like, you don't do that. And then like, you want to protect your kids too, you know, and you want your time with your kids, you know. Like I don't want to share my time when I have my daughter. Like I don't want to share her, you know, and it's because your time's already limited. Right? Because they have to go to their dads or whatever, you know. So it's like, fuck that. So it's even smaller. Like my time is even smaller But so yeah, it's like you know,
That's
take it or leave it.
That's another thing about like dating somebody with children. That I'm like thinking about is like, what's the co-parenting situation like? Like, is this new person gonna is the parent of the other child gonna try and make your life a living hell? Like, are they in it? You know, like I was like, oh my god, I can't. No.
Yeah, I that was something my daughter's dad and I agreed on, that you know, like it's just about her. You know, like there's nothing between us, like that's didn't work out and that was that. And you know, we don't have to have drama between us, we don't have to fight. There's nothing to fight about. You know, like why are you gonna show her, you know, all this nastiness? I mean, we did at first, like fuck that motherfucker, right? But over time, like you're just like, what? That's my daughter's dad. Like, why am I gonna talk shit about him? You know, like
that's
whatever.
called growth, Lisa.
Right?
Growth.
Yeah. No.
Good for you.
Yeah. You know. And
yeah, because some people can't. Some people can do that. Like it's just, you know, and it's to me that's part of it is healing on both ends. You know, like you can be healed and not give a fuck about that person, and that person's still holding a grudge against you. You know, and it's like, okay, but
yeah.
Interesting.
When it comes to dating women with children, I think I would be more selective about that.
You're all
that's your time.
You're all teenagers, 20.
My age, you guys, the kids my age are good.
You can hang out, go to the movies.
No, like I realize that like I gotta be more selective. Like it just, and I have the right to do that, right? Like why do I have to, you know, date right now at all?
You don't.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm having like I hate online dating with a passion. I just don't like it. Like I feel like when you're out there, like there's too many. Like I think the options thing is what's messing up the game. The game. It is a game in a way, right? Like I feel like if you date somebody, then they're like, oh, you know what? Or you talk to somebody, oh, they're not good enough. I'm gonna go with somebody else. And it's just like
there's so many options.
Yes, you're stuck. Before we didn't have that. Before it was like like our parents, they had each other, and like that was it.
Yeah, that's
Rene, go hang out at the library. Meet somebody in person. Okay, meet somebody in person.
That's another thing is you can't meet anyone in person now because we literally just talked about sex trafficking.
I think we talked about that before, right? Like you can't really meet people.
No,
it's weird.
It is weird.
Like even Fernando talks to strangers all the time. I'm like, oh my god. I always call him. I always say Fernando is Mr. Steal Your Man because he'll have a conversation with the man, and the wife is just like to the side, like, oh my god, like. Okay.
I know what you mean,
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh my god, I married an extrovert. But yeah, it's true. Like some people think it's weird. Like he will say something to somebody and they're like, okay, and I was like, oh, don't be rude to my fucking husband. Like, stab him in the throat right now. Okay,
I'm gonna give you a Hawaiian
punch. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. But Rene, I was thinking about earlier when you were talking about like the bad guys messed it up for the good guys. Honestly, had I not dated so many assholes, I don't think I would have appreciated Fernando at the time that I did. Because he was like such a different person, like and he genuinely cared about me, and he still genuinely is like, you know, he's down for me, and it's like, what the hell? And like,
how badass is that? You have so someone that's down for you. Like,
and it took me a long time, you know. We didn't get married until we were like in our late 30s or whatever, and it was like, what the heck? But like a lot of the girls that I hung out with, we've all gotten married later on in life. Like we didn't get married in our 20s, we got married in our 30s, late 30s, you know. And it's like, cool, like we're taking our time, you know, like
there's
not in a hurry. And that's why I'm like with Fernando, I was like, okay, like he takes care of me and he cares about me, and it's like, but I would not have appreciated him if it had not been for all the assholes that I dated before. Yeah, for all the motherfuckers in the past, you know, like the you know, talking to other people, like, you know, like cheating and like just going out. So Thank you for joining us. If you are in need of any medical assistance, please contact your local provider. If you are having thoughts of suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline at 988. In case of emergency, call 911. See you next week as we talk about
The things we're not supposed to talk about.
Yay.
See ya. Subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah. Follow us, like us, everything, all the little things, okay? And text us more of your feedback because we love it.
Oh, it's so nice.
So
Yes.
appreciated.
Yeah.
Keeps us going.
Yes. Oh, and shout out. Today is Mariah's birthday.
yeah,
Shout
monkey
out,
face.
Mariah. Happy
My
birthday.
monkey face.
We know you're listening to this in the car.
Happy birthday, Mama.
Love you.
We love you. We
Love
miss
you.
you so much.
So
Bye.
Bye.